Okay, men, we're continuing to take a look at Jesus' manhood, his humanity, the side of him, that man side of him, because we're supposed to be conformed to this image. And we started talking about this yesterday in terms of tender and tough, that Jesus had a proper balance in his life as a man of being tender and tough. There were times he was hard. I mean, to follow Jesus, some people think, man, I'd love to have been alive and been one of Jesus' disciples. Folks, you got to read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Jesus was tough on those guys. He would have them work all day, and then they'd have to row across the lake all night, get him to someplace else while he slept. I mean, he was sometimes tough on his disciples. He was rather difficult on them at times. He challenged them. But then there were other times he was very tender and he was very kind. And you see that proper balance. And if I could say it this way, if we don't have that proper balance, I've seen parents, I've seen fathers that they were tough and they had some tough love and they were tough on their kids. And I had to tell one man this phrase, rule without relationship breeds rebellion. I believe that sometimes we have to be tough to raise kids, but we also have to be tender and we also have to be fun. And the kids got to see both sides of it. And I've seen some men that they have gone so far in being tough on whether it's their kids or maybe they had to have some toughness in their marriage or maybe with their employees. But if they don't balance it out with tenderness, it can cause resentment. It can cause rebellion. Then on the other side, you can sometimes become so tender that you become a pushover, that people just constantly take advantage of you and you're just an old softy and things like that. It's like my pastor, I hope he doesn't see this and I get in trouble, but my pastor, Dr. Barkley, is known as being a tough, strong man, Marine Corps drill instructor kind of guy. But I have seen him on the other side. I looked at him a few times and I've seen the graciousness and the kindness of him and the tenderness of him. And I've looked at him and I've said, Doc, your bark sometimes is a whole lot worse than your bite. You sound so tough, but then there are some times that you are so tender in taking care of people and giving people a second chance and things like that. And I think like my pastor is an example to me. He's been an example to me of the toughness and the tenderness. We can't be overbalanced on one or the other. We need both. And for you to be the man that God has designed you to be and be conformed to the image of Jesus Christ, we have to have both, the toughness and the tenderness.